Welcome to the show. Tata Motors, ahead of its numbers, is looking quite good. In fact, even the Tata Motors DVR has started to pick up. What's your expectation this time around, and would you buy the stock now?
Well, I think notwithstanding the results around the corner, which could lead to some kind of volatility in the stock price, but very frankly, I think this stock really merits a good look. I think from the investment perspective, I think we certainly would recommend this stock to be a part of the investment portfolio from a time frame of something like 8 to 12 months. I think there are a lot of negatives which are being talked about in this particular counter, but I think JLR is something which is really dictating the fortunes of the company, almost 90% of the profits coming from there. So I think that's what is really driving the whole thing, and probably over there the momentum still looks pretty good. So I think I would still go for Tata Motors from the current level.
Some more details emerging on national fertilizers. We do understand that the urea production is down 44% this quarter. That is the revenues from urea, and they have made a PBIT loss of around 76 odd crores versus a gain of around 104 crores. So it is basically the urea business which is under pressure this quarter. Not to mention one of their units, which is basically their Nangal unit, was shut in Feb onwards. That was on conversion from oil to gas. So maybe that was one of the reasons why they saw lesser production. But nonetheless, stock is under pressure. The stock is down around 4% odd. Dilip, hi, afternoon. HDIL came out with an interesting set of numbers, including the fact that they've cancelled, or they've been asked to cancel the Mumbai International Airport Limited project and they've already written down around 400 crores in terms of an exceptional item this quarter as well. What do you think of that and HDIL's numbers overall?
Good afternoon. I think HDIL still continues to be roiled in the controversy at the moment. I think there are too many things happening around that. Well, the numbers I haven't really had an opportunity to go through so much in details, but the cancellation of SRA in some way probably should impact its valuation is what my broad understanding is, because I remember the time when this project was awarded, there was a lot of calculation which was going around, and the valuation that was being given was quite a bit. So I'm sure that must be negative. And unfortunately, I think for this company and for the sector as such, I think the controversy overshadows the real intrinsic value of the company, and it's very difficult to really find or discover the intrinsic value of the company amidst all these things that we talk about. So I think HDIL, of course I will go through the numbers, but all said and done, I think it's something which one can best avoid at the, from the current levels. Maybe in the short run it can still move up, but I would still stay away.
What's your key takeaway from the earnings season this time, Dilip? I mean, has it made you comfortable or uncomfortable in any way, or have you not gotten any kind of decisive trend from this earnings season? And what would your key, top overweights or underweights be now?
I think it has certainly been a mixed bag among the front lines. So you have certain frontline companies which have done pretty well. The banks, I think the private sector banks have stood out. The PSU sector banks still have a core operational problem, though their asset quality may not be such an area of concern. And I think by and large, none of the frontline companies have given a clear signal that the overall economic activities have picked up. So amidst all this, I think some of the things that we like and that really stands out, I think one of them certainly would be Infosys, probably from the current level, and I wouldn't play that for a 1 or 2 quarters here, but over next 3 to 4 quarters, probably it can give a reasonably 20% upside is what we think. I think Coal India is another stock which can really give a very good set of returns, especially after these results have been announced. And I think considering the fact that there has been a price increase, considering the fact that the cash in the book is so good, I think Coal India still stands out, looks pretty good. And I think in the pharma space, of course, it's a mixed bag, but I would still pick a controversial one like Ranbaxy, which I think really looks pretty good from the current levels, and it has taken quite a hit on the chin. But that's another stock which probably looks pretty interesting. And Larsen & Toubro, I would go for it.
Okay, so those are the numbers of specialty restaurants. A lot of people eating Chinese, I would assume. 25% growth on the top line at around 55 crores, and the net profit has jumped on a very low base, but at around 5 crores odd versus 2.2 crores at this point in time. But around 30 minutes left, so let's give you some more trading ideas in terms of what various brokerages are basically recommending at this point. First up.
Of course, everybody is expecting it's going to be sub 5 without any doubt. But the question is this the bottom, and then probably from here, is it going to revive? My question is my answer is maybe this is a bottom, but possibly it will hover around these levels for quite some time, maybe for another couple of quarters more. And in that case, I think overall that would mean that the macroeconomic activities would not really show any significant optimism. And by the same logic, I think overall it would get reflected either in the order books or it would get reflected even in the overall earnings. The only good thing about this entire thing is that maybe the inflation is softening and maybe the commodity prices are coming down. So any great downside to the market seems to be capped from the economic point of view.
Okay, we'll have to take a break actually on that note. Flattened out completely. Thanks, Dilip.